Welcome back to LDB Games. I'm Lord Darthbawlz, and in this video, I'm going to go through the 3 reasons why you should fuse the next champion. So, we all probably know at this point that a new fusion has been announced, and if you haven't seen a video on it, you probably know from playing this game that Plarium announces a fusion days following the completion of a previous one. It's one of their most consistent events, probably second to summoning events. And I'm not going to go through the champion's whole kit. All the top creators, Hades, Nubraids, YST, Ash, they've all gone through this champion's kit and given a review on it. And frankly, no one really seems to be valuing his kit very high. I think Odd One gave a pretty good reason. But at the end of the day, his kit doesn't really blow you away. He has one unique ability, right? The block debuffs and turn meter fill, which I don't think any other champion has. I could be wrong. Maybe one other one, which is unique, but that's not a reason to fuse this champion. Out of these 3 reasons, none of them have to do with the champion or his kit. So, reason 1, resources. Right, when a fusion launches, they run all the same events that they usually do. They give you the ability to run super raids. They give you direction of where to spend your multi-battles and your energy in the game. And yes, I've said it myself, and we all know it. Raid events are net negative. You tend to spend more resources doing them than you do get in return. However, you get different resources, right? You typically are spending energy or silver, sometimes gems, to get more energy, right? And what you get in return are a variety of resources that can be used in the game. Now, albeit it might not be a lot of resources, but Raid is about the long-term game. It's about compiling a small amount of resources consistently over time to amass a large amount of resources. One big one is books, right? You can see I have 48 epic books and I have 7 legendary books. Last CVC, I was down to 0 legendary books. And since then, I think it's been a week and a half, I've accumulated 7 legendary books, right? Because they come from events, right? Little things for the forge, like the charms, right? I'm sitting on 500 rank, 300 rarity charms. The only place these come from are events, right? So it does feed into the rest of your gameplay long term. Number 2, champion chase points. This is a fragment summon, which in my opinion is more of a reason to do it than not, because these don't tend to be resource intensive compared to old school fusions. And when you're done, you don't have to summon the champion immediately. In old school fusions, you have to summon them before the timer runs out or you miss out, right? You can see I've still got Jetney here, sitting and waiting. I've still got Supreme Elhain here, sitting and waiting. A legendary champion, non-void, is worth 500 champion chase points. So right here, because a void legendary is worth 650. This is 1150 points right here. Not to mention, there are areas, and I've talked about this in other videos, to get additional champion chase points, right, by fusing Broadmaw. That's another 350 right there. So just by doing this event can set you up for a future fusion in which you have to complete a champion chase to get the fragments or the champions for the fusion itself, right? And then the third one, and this maybe isn't as impactful as number 1 and 2. I'm ranking these in terms of my level of priority, right? It's always important to compile resources. It's important to think forward, right? Think ahead about future champion chase events. They tend to be some of the most difficult ones, right? And the reality is if you want to fuse this champion, you have to start preparing now. I pulled my sacreds, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, probably a week ago, week and a half. And I have 5 saved up, right? Over the next 7 days, which it starts on the 8th, I'm going to be saving up at least another 2 to 3 sacreds, which should put me in a position to complete the summon rush. Now, the third reason is future content. Raid, in terms of their development team, spends a lot of time not just on their graphics, but also on developing content, right? Over the last, 2 years, we've had Hydra drop. We've got another hidden boss coming in the future here. We've had a number of dungeons drop, Iron Twins, Sand Devils. We have another one coming here. right? Doom Tower was a massive drop, and now we have, you know, multiple rotations with multiple bosses that all have different mechanics to try to beat them, and there's no telling what they're going to come out with next, right? Recently we had the hard dungeons come out, and the hards only go to 10, right? Who knows? They may push those to 20 and then to 25. The reality is we don't know what they have planned, and even if they tell us, there's no telling what's going to end up happening, right? We've seen roadmaps that don't come through. We've seen roadmaps where it changes tremendously, and nobody really knows. And so fusing this champion allows you to have a pool of champions for new content that might come out if you don't have the champion to do it, right? I mean, like, I think I've only missed one fusion since I started playing. And granted, I don't like Killing the Lucky. I don't use him. Like, Nari, haven't used him. Who's this? What's her name? That's not Marinax, is it? Yeah, Marinax. Haven't used her, right? All of these fusion champions that I just haven't used. Maybe at some point in the future I will use them, but the point is I have them just in case, right? And not to mention I'm a collector. That would be the fourth, not really talked about reason is, I mean, like, I grew up playing Pokemon, right? Gotta catch them all. I want all the champions. There are a few that I really want, but yeah, I want them all. So that's what I got, guys. I am going to be going for this fusion, and I'm probably not going to summon this guy until a champion chase, nor am I even going to build him until I find a need or a use case to build him for. So that's what I got. I'm Lord Darthbawlz. I'll catch you all in the next video. Enjoy your raid.